Live number two. Just a few minutes ago, I went live pertaining to a friend of mine who is currently missing from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Please check out that earlier live. I've also put up two posts to my community page pertaining to John Thomas. He is an African American male missing from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Oak Ridge sits outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. He went missing Thursday, allegedly did not go to work and has not returned home. If you have any information pertaining to his whereabouts, please notify his wife, Chanel Thomas, and order the authorities. So far, I don't see anything on a missing persons list, TBI list, but when I get that information, I will bring you that update. John Thomas, black male. He's probably about 6'2", 6'3". Low shaved haircut. Don't have an actual weight. Don't even have an actual height. But if I get that information, I will bring it to you. It seems so crazy to me that being here on this network talking about true crime, which I'm trying my best to steer away from, and I cannot get away from talking about true crime for nothing in the world. I said that last night when I got the notification pertaining to Sebastian. It's like every time I have a live constructed, laid out, it gets put on the back burner because there's an update pertaining to something that I've talked about, pertaining to somebody missing, deceased. I had other plans for today. I had another plan for a certain live pertaining to true crime. And I can't even discuss that now because of this information has come up pertaining to dog bounty hunter and now my friend missing. So, oh man, it's just ridiculous. The point I'm trying to make is what I've been saying about talking about true crime. I've said this 1,000 times. You're summoning the abyss when you talk about missing people and dead people all the time. That's common sense. You have to always think about what you talk about, what's on your tongue, what's on your mind, what you put out into the universe. So I've said this so many times, always talking about death and this and that, negativity. You should know it's going to come back at your feet or your peripheral. It's obvious. It's the universe. 60 degrees of separation. So in talking about all these people that I don't even know anything about, Sebastian, Summer Wells, Evelyn Boswell, the list is endless. Here comes somebody that I know, I've known, seen, laughed, talked with. Just talked to this person a few months ago. Just talked to this person a few months ago now. And I'll go out and put out, out what I said to him. I gave his wife some bar stools because I didn't need them. And he was trying to understand who gave them to her. And then she was trying to describe me. And he's like, oh, really? Oh, I didn't know where they came from. And now here I am making a damn video about this same person. This is what I'm talking about. That you pass people every day and you don't think that you're going to hear anything terrible or bad about them. And definitely being a YouTuber and talking about true crime, you don't think that somebody that you talked to just months ago about some damn bar stools and this and that, you're now making a video about them. And other people that I know in the community that I know of their family members, I've talked about their relatives missing. There are a few people who I've talked about on this network. One's no longer alive, Tashina Kyle. I knew of her family members. Got to know one of the aunts personally. And sadly, my content turned from missing to death. Another young man I've talked about, he's still missing. Chad Carr's still missing. And now John Thomas. I'm going to do my best to keep my composure during this live stream. Oh, man. The point is, I don't want to keep talking about missing people, dead people. I just don't want to. And I'm only bringing this update because it's the latest information pertaining to Sebastian Rogers. Once again, prayers for my friend John Thomas, praying that he will return home safely in the name of Jesus. Amen. And prayers for Sebastian. Damn. Dog the Bounty Hunter reveals who he suspects is behind Sebastian Rogers' vanishing. It was uploaded September 20th. The TV personality and former bail bondsman sat down with ex-FBI agent Jennifer Coffin-Dapper on her Break the Case YouTube show Friday to discuss Sebastian's case after he announced plans to help track down the missing 15-year-old with autism earlier this month. Sebastian vanished February 25th from Hendersonville, Tennessee, home he shared with his mom, Katie Proudfoot, and stepdad, Chris Proudfoot. Chapman did not shy away from who he thinks knows what happened to Sebastian. I just can't believe that the stepfather would allegedly run people off, Chapman said, explaining his suspicions the Proudfoots may be involved. Chapman claimed Sebastian's stepfather was harassing volunteer searchers, discouraging the public from helping track down the missing teen, and stating the cops are enough for the search. Chapman revealed he's helping Sebastian's biological dad, Seth Rogers, and raising the reward to $100,000, offering $50,000 of his own money for information about the boy's disappearance. Rogers previously said that finding the teen doesn't feel like a shared goal with the co-parents. Chapman believes that the teen was stashed somewhere due to ongoing custody battle between the parents, according to News Nation. We're seeing a domestic squabble over a child, he said. This is one of the most horrendous cases of missing children that we've ever worked on, he added. The bottom line is, if you hurt a child like this, you've got a problem. So that is the main motivation for me to be hunting who did this. So the dog believes this is over a squabble, custody. Well, we never got that feeling from Seth, because Seth has never just come outright to say he thinks they did something. I mean, in the beginning, when he started talking to Court TV, he felt like, well, the child was on her watch. So that's just common sense. You're the last person to see the child, allegedly. So, what's up? What do you know? But he has not outright just said, hey, I think these two people did something to my child. Hey, I think these two stashed my child. So where's the bounty hunter dog getting this information? Is he getting it from Seth because Seth believes the child is alive, so he's jumping on board? He's told Dog about the custody issue. Was there a squabble? Because I haven't heard that there was a squabble. I just heard that through the grapevine. I never heard it just put out that there was words exchanged about the child. So were there words or not between Seth Rogers, Katie, and Christopher Proudfoot, or he and Katie? I don't know. $100,000 reward. Wow. He's offered up $50,000 of his own money. That's a good thing. But the flip side of that is, it's sad that anyone would have to offer the reward to what? Get information, get somebody to talk. So that means a person would hold a secret so long as there's no money involved. And then we already know there are stipulations when it comes to rewards. Some people only pay the money if there's an arrest, sometimes a conviction. So how's this going to pan out? $100,000 reward for Sebastian Rogers. I'm very happy to see that amount of money put up for the child. And hopefully we won't have any shenanigans and BS pertaining to a reward, as with the debacle with a child out of East Tennessee missing. Summer Wells. See how that went with a reward. All the nonsense and arguing and bickering about where money came from and who had it. And you don't need that type of nonsense when you talk about a missing child, you know? You really don't. So that's the first content I have pertaining to Sebastian. I got that from lawyerherald.com. Now here comes some more nonsense. Cease and desist letters. As I said before, how far are we going to take this nonsense? Cease and desist letters. Seth had issued some to YouTubers months ago. Then we heard this debacle pertaining to Katie Proudfoot and relatives issuing an order of protection against Betty Bullhorn. Then next thing we know, she comes to Tennessee, gets arrested. I don't really know what all that's about. I'm not really trying to get into all that. I just think this is out of control. To me, this is just like Summer Wells. It's just one thing begets another. And it seems like it only gets worse when the parents come to YouTube. Just keeping it real. Because that's why I keep telling people, a lot of people think this is a game. Well, it's not. There's a whole child missing. And I don't really think people take it serious because you get so wrapped up in these theatrics from these people, the parents, the people searching, the people pretending to search, pretending to help. But the next thing you know, the story's about them. Have you noticed that? This case is no different than Summer Wells. Everybody that decides to put their 2 cents in, they end up becoming a YouTube damn video, a news story. We went from a child missing to 1 or 2 interviews by the parents. Then we had PIs, we had people searching. Then we got rumors of people dating this and that. Next thing you know, we got something about a YouTuber dating a girlfriend that dated the father. See where I'm going with this? It's like, what the hell are we talking about? We're supposed to be talking about a kid missing. AI-generated pictures, just on and on and on. Somebody found some pants. Somebody found this. Just meddlesome. And it's sad we have people out here like this, but a lot of you, you're not genuine. You're messy as fuck. You have no direction. And somehow you're getting yourself lost up into this social media hype about missing people and dead people, acting like you care when you really don't. And you're calling yourselves content creators and all of that, you are just as jacked up as the people in the story. That's why I told people I don't want no parts of this. I can go get drama on my own. I don't gotta go to YouTube to get drama. Believe me. Let me make that clear. I can get a phone call and get drama. I can go look for it on my own. This is serious business. It's a whole child missing. And all you're seeing is crazy nonsense. There should not be no cease and desist, nothing. There should be people genuinely looking for a kid, not making up stuff, not making up what they found, not going on $2 ass searches, not stalking people, bothering people, harassing people. That is not what you're supposed to be doing. You reach out to somebody, they want to talk to you, leave them alone. Don't go by their house, don't knock on their door. Keep it moving. And the fact that somebody has to tell you that in a live stream, that means this is how crazy people are in America. We have crazy people out here. The boy shouldn't be missing any damn way. He should be enjoying himself. We're now in a new school year. So we've gone from winter to spring to summer to fall. And this child is missing. Like I said, and let me make this clear. I'm not here to argue about nothing pertaining to Sebastian Rogers. I'm going to make that clear before I continue. I'm not here to argue about nobody. Not a YouTuber, not the dog, not Seth, not them Proudfoots, Barrel Soxes. I don't care. You all entitled to your opinion, but what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to argue about no damn street folks. Because that's why the case is where it is right now as far as social media. What's going on behind closed doors with the FBI, TBI, And authorities, I don't know. That's not my place to know. All I'm saying is it's ridiculous that this case has the social media hype that it has, which is negativity. None of this should be going on. There are too many people that go missing, and their family, they're not out here engaging in this type of behavior. And other people who actually care, they're not engaging in this. You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to think what you want about what this person, that person. But when you start making up stuff, how are you helping? You're not helping. Yeah, we already know those fucking people look guilty. Yes, they do. We know that. But it's still ridiculous that the child is still missing. These people act like they don't care. Don't talk about the child, but then the same ones want to worry about protection orders and all of that old nonsense. See, I'm going to say it again. It's what you put out into the universe. Chaos breeds chaos. So the child was in a chaotic situation. So, self-explanatory. So we shouldn't be surprised that none of this nonsense is going on with the parents and the bickering and the cease and desist and people getting arrested and people going on live streams, making up stuff for content, pretending to be friends with the father and then messing around with some woman. It's all fluff because it starts at the beginning of the story, where I always tell you to look. The story's jacked up because of the circumstances where the child was. So that shit has tentacles and it lashes out to other people. Unwilling participants, some willing. Stay woke. What they say about no good deed goes unpunished, they meant that. It was going to get grimy because there was grime pertaining to the child. Just like the mess going on in Florida with the Soto case, the most disgusting, vile case on file. You can't expect nothing good to come out of that because look what was going on to the child. So you're going to start getting that he said and she said and Pookie said and Ray Ray said, Karen said. Of course. Everybody's got a version. That's the damn problem. But you didn't have a version when a child's being assaulted. Same thing with this kid here. Nobody saw the signs that something was wrong. Or you didn't care. Now it's survival of the fittest. And he's missing. Get your mind right. As the mafia would say, you're either in or you're out. Ain't no halfway in. So you're either going to be about business on this kid or get your ass out of the way. Go read a book, as my auntie said about somebody. Honey, you need to go read a book. Get your mind right. Exactly. Get your mind right.
I have 8 UTI.
1 minute, everybody. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the Vault XL. Yeah, I'm not here to argue about none of these people in this case because it's not about them. That's why everybody's lost and distracted. There shouldn't be no court cases going on with YouTubers and Seth and this person or that person. It should only be about the little boy.
Positive outcome from this.
Since February, Seth Rogers has actively searched and advocated for his missing 15-year-old son, Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian went missing from his home in Hendersonville in February and has not been seen since. Earlier this month, Dwayne Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, and his team joined in on the search for Sebastian.
They bring an investigating team and they bring a legal team. And all of those things are things that were desperately needed.
Dog is also offering a $100,000 reward to anyone with information.
This is not the first rodeo for me finding a missing child.
But Dog and Seth say they have faced online threats that go beyond opinions.
It's really bad. I mean, they have threatened, Seth's family. What Lesniak is doing is he is issuing cease and desist with a copy of the federal injunctions attached as a warning shot.
The law offices of Joseph Lesniak, representing Seth Rogers, Tony Mathis, and Dog the Bounty Hunter, as well as several other individuals, cites 11 reasons for the cease and desist letter. Some of the examples include the encouragement of false allegations, flooding of false leads, undermining reward credibility, and interference with the search operation. Lesniak says going forward, he recommends social media users explicitly state that they are sharing their opinion, not fact.
We believe that this happened. My opinion is, I allegedly, this is what I've heard. Those types of words then clue listeners into, okay, this is not fact, this is somebody's opinions.
Lesniak tells me continued legal action will be dependent on the response of the recipients and what his clients ultimately decide.
We are going to take every single one of these online troublemakers, bullies, or whatever that is, all the way to the woodshed, legally.
If you have any information, you're asked to call Dog's Tip Line, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, TBI, or your local FBI office. Those numbers are on our website at WKRN.com.
Okay, that's the latest. WKRN. Curious to the information. So here we are back to the serving of cease and desist letters. So we're just basically going around in a circle. And yes, you're supposed to use it allegedly. I think this, I thought that. Not passing fake information about either parent and or information pertaining to the child. Just like I said, with all these fake $2 searches and pretending you found something, just adding fluff to the story for your own personal gain and to get attention. And this is the type of world that we live in. We just live around people who need attention and validation all the time. And there's nothing wrong, as I always say up here, toot your own horn. But when you're talking about a kid, you got to know the lane that you're in. Don't spread information you know it's not true. Don't go in chat spreading stuff you know is not true. A lot of you do this all the time. This is why I don't be wanting to hear the shit. I keep it real. I'm the realest up here. I don't care. I toot my own horn. You damn Skippy. Because I don't get down with that shit. This is the worst community on YouTube and social media. Anybody that talks about true crime, because people like to interfere. I sit and watch stuff all the time. I watch people chats. I sit in the chat. I sit in the bushes. Sometimes I comment. I look at people's comments. And I've never seen people so miserable. So fucking miserable. I can think of somebody right now. All up here on Vinny Politan's fucking chat. Vinny, I sent you an email. I got some information. What information do you have, Heifer? Yeah, I'm about to get crunk now. Shit, I'm on one. I ain't got nothing to lose. What information do you have to tell Vinny Politan about the DeSoto case? What the fuck do you know? Everybody's got something to fucking say. I live around the corner. I live down the street. Pookie lived over there. Oh, yeah, I used to go to the 7-Eleven where the mama used to go. Blah, 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 blah. Just bubbling water. That's why people ask me, you have an email? Hell no. Hell would freeze over before I would ever put an email up on my fucking YouTube channel. Not now, not never. For that very reason. You think I'm gonna sit here and let somebody spam Gmail and go on and on about absolutely nothing? The same shit you all do up here on the comment box, the community posts, the posts, the chats, the live streams, that's what you're gonna do in an email. You're gonna repeat the same bullshit. What you heard. And there is no way this big girl getting ready to sit up here and go through no fucking emails all damn day about what the fuck you heard, which is a lie. Oh, I gotta tell you something. I heard this and I know this. And another thing, just like I was talking about with Chris Storms, he's a very good friend of mine out of Memphis, Tennessee. Please check out his content. He talks a lot about children being abused here in America. That's his platform. We talked about this so many times, privately, offline. We are tired of you coming over to the network telling us what the fuck you heard on somebody else's channel about the story. I've seen that, the docket guy, he had to check a few people in the chat last week. Well, you like what they're saying? Let's go over there. But don't come over here telling about what you heard and they got the receipt and they got this and they bought the information and blah, 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 blah. You people are ignorant. This is why I know you don't care about the story, because your comments tell the story. Checkmate. You don't care. You lie, you pass information, and then you get an attitude because somebody won't even repeat it. Did you read my comments? Yeah, I saw your fucking comment, and I ain't gotta repeat it. When you go to the big box channels that be having 1,000, 2,000 people in the chat, do you think they sit there and read everybody's damn comment? No, they don't. No, they don't. Because that's what's the problem. Everybody wants attention. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be validated on something they know nothing about. I want you to think about that. You all don't know this child from a can of paint. You don't know Seth. You don't know them other two people. You don't know Mr. Mathis. You don't know none of these people. But you swear you do. I got the facts. I got the facts. I know what happened. Yes, I know. But you don't know what Sebastian is. So that's what your focus should be, since you know so much. Tell us what a child is and maybe we'll listen to you. But other than that, stop the foolishness. There are a lot of you, you don't need to be up here. You don't need to be on YouTube. You don't need to be on X. You don't need to be on TikTok. You don't need to be doing nothing but going to a fucking 9 to 5 and returning your ass back to your domain. You do not need to be on social media because you're not rap type. That's the very reason why these people are missing and they're dead, because the people who company they were in, they ain't rap type. Checkmate. Say it again, Queen. All of you are on the same fucking playing field and you don't want to accept it. Because I keep trying to tell you, most of you that watch true crime, you 1 minute from being a fucking story. How about that? Am I hurting your feelings? Don't get offended. Please don't. As I call it as I see it. This ain't no game up here. There's a whole child missing. And a lot of you just playing dirty games with these people, inboxing and making up stuff and passing information and going in chats. You are a part of the problem and you don't see it. So while we're throwing daggers at Seth and the Proudfoots, the Battle Soxes, Pookie, Ray, we got to check ourselves as well. Yeah, we're entitled to our opinion. We say a lot of things, maybe factual, may not be, but you got to think about it when you put it out to the universe. So I'm going to say during this live stream, yeah, I think some parents are involved in the disappearance of the said child. I surely think that. Do I know where Sebastian Rogers is? No, I do not. And I'm going to leave it right there. So I don't have to say allegedly. I said I think. But this debacle's got to stop. And one way you stop it is you don't allow it in. Seth blindly went out here trying to get these people involved with him. That was the mistake. Because you don't know people. You think they're coming in good faith to help, but they're not. Then you got the other side that are appearing, let me make that clear, appearing not to care about the child, appearing to run people off, hurt people, stalk them, whatever the hell they're doing, allegedly. So really, what you accusing the YouTuber of doing, you're doing. By not wanting people to search for your child, stepchild, whomever. Well, how are you different? You're not. Because you lead by example. If you care about the boy, you don't give a damn who looking for him. You don't give a damn if a dog was looking for him, a cat was looking for him. Hell, we want all the help we can get. So you appear that you don't care. So that leads people to believe you are possibly the reason that he's gone. Who the hell wouldn't think that? Why would I not think that? That's your child, not my child. Why am I showing more concern for your child, your stepchild? Oh, let the authorities take care of it. That's the advice you're sending to the universe. You want just the authorities to do their job, which they're supposed to. But there's nothing wrong with the community helping if they can do it in a decent way, informative way, because knowledge is key. But meddling is not, and some of you don't know the damn difference. So right now, we have a jacked up situation with parents who don't act like they care versus the universe who pretending that they do care. Checkmate. So you got two swords battling each other, and each are pointing a finger, but you're both the same. Messy ass Karens and Kens, and nonchalant, non-empathetic parents. So everybody's throwing a dagger, but you both act the same. So that's why you need to check yourself. Because people are going to still talk about Sebastian. They'll give their opinion pertaining to the parents, the situation. That is their choice. How they navigate their platform and their content, that's their damn business. Or I'm going to start saying their version. I'm not going to say content, because that's disrespectful to the word itself. Content. Creator. Their versions. It's a child missing. Show some respect. Because if it was your child, you'd want people to respect you. You'd want somebody to respect the fact that your child is missing. And people are going to assume a multitude of things. How you act, how you talk, what you do, what you don't do, what you say, what you don't say. This is why you have to be careful when you speak on a public platform and when you speak in public about a missing child. You're being dissected. That is what people do. We are human. We are the flesh. We are flawed. That's what we are. Nothing more, nothing less. So we judge. We assume. But what do they say about assuming things? You make an ass out of you and I. Tony Mathis is hung in there with Mr. Seth. At one point, he said he had a PI or PIs. Who are those people helping Seth Rogers? Lesniak, Joseph Lesniak, is representation for Dog Chapman, Seth Rogers, and Tony Mathis, and several other individuals, citing 11 reasons for the cease and desist letters. So who is on that cease and desist list, may I ask? Seth, who's on the list? I won't be surprised if they put the Proudfoot on it. Counteract. You suing this Betty Bullhorn lady? Well, we'll sue you for interference. Checkmate. Because I assume that's what's on the agenda. They would be suing the Proudfoots. I said that before in my chat or on the comment box. Although there's been no location of the child, no arrest pertaining to the child, but he could sue the Proudfoots civilly for harming his child. Assumption that they did something to the boy. He was last with you. Somebody commented back, well, Queen, there ain't been no arrest. I said, we're not talking about criminal. You're not listening. Talking about civilly. Civilly, it don't have to be a body. Don't have to be evidence. That's why it's civil. He could civilly sue the Proudfoots. My child was last at your house, so you say you saw my child, and where is my child? I think you harmed my kid. I don't know if Seth ever wants to admit that he thinks that, because that's a hard pill to swallow. And he knows what he's gone through with the Proudfoots better than I. But he has to come to terms with that and acknowledging he thinks they did something to his boy, and then saying it out loud. Because you see, once you say it, you can't take it back. So maybe that's why he won't say it. He knows that once I say it, I can't take it back. So I don't doubt that he'll sue them. And I'm going to tell you the truth. And this is my opinion. I think he should. Hell yeah. Take their asses to court. Sue them. Because when we look around, it'll be Thanksgiving, it'll be Christmas. We'll be back in February 2025. And if that child is still missing come February 2025, hell yeah, I'll take your ass to court and sue you that you did something to my kid. Because like I said, stashing a kid, it's not like what you think. Somebody got to monitor, somebody got to feed the kid. How long that's going to last? I'm just saying. Now, we have learned with many people that went missing, they were kidnapped, they were alive, but how are you going to know if they're alive or not? You don't even know where they went, you don't know who took them. Because you got to have proof. So right now, Sebastian is just a name. We have no idea about nothing, do we? But somebody knows. And who might that somebody be? The very reason why people assume the Proudfoots are involved, because they don't appear to care. And they have been meddling. So the same daggers you're throwing out about this person stalking your mother, father, their house, this and that, riding by, taking pictures or whatever, you have also done the same allegedly. So it's tit for tat. You can't think you're going to put negativity out into the universe and you're not going to get that back. And then your relatives, friends, they're going to get it too. It's par for the course because they're in cahoots with you all. And allegedly, there were rumors months back that these Bower Sox people were trying to keep people from searching and meddling with people. I don't know. I wasn't on the ground. I wasn't looking because I ain't lost nothing in Hendersonville. That's not my home. And I ain't getting ready to go burn up no gas and rent no car and have to go get somebody to go with me to go what? Go look at the Bower Soxes for what? Allegedly, that's not where it went missing, so I'm not getting ready to look at the Bower Soxes. Now, do they have knowledge about the child? Could be, but my point is, I wouldn't be looking for them. I ain't got to go to their house. I ain't got to sit outside their house. I'm going to be more focused on Katie Proudfoot and her husband because that's where the child was living. But I'm also not getting ready to go bang on doors and hang around their house all day so I could catch a charge for stalking them. Because I can tell you now, ain't no Victoria's Secret, Bed and Bath, Bath and Body Works, Bed and Bath, all of that in no damn county jail. And as you see, y'all sure don't mind calling the police on folks down there. You imaginary ass people watching YouTube. Y'all sitting comfortably at home dialing 911 worried about fucking Betty Bullhorn. If she met her, well, some other ones met her too. What's your point? It's been a whole lot of meddling. And as I say, I don't watch her content to see what she posted on her channel, what she said she gonna do, and something about a pew-pew and all that. I don't know nothing about it because I don't go looking. Because I'm not thirsty like that. The point I'm trying to make is you all have gotten distracted. That's the point. You got locked up, lost in the fluff. And you feed into this bullshit. You all are no different than drunks going out partying on the weekends. Yeah, I said that. You're bar hopping. You go from bar to bar, getting drunk. What happens to a person that bar hops all fucking night? I'll let that sit right there. That's all some of you do. That's why it's funny when I hear people talk about Seth and the Proudfoots. Because my thing is, you talk so bad about both, the Ballard Soxes, all of them, but what is your behavior? You need to check yourself. Because you really ain't no different. You bar hopping, chat hopping, spewing nonsense, rhetoric, and swear for God it's the truth. So how are you different? Help Queen understand, because I'm lost. I don't feed into it. So I got better things to do with my time. I told you my time is valuable to me, baby. All day. I'm on top of this dirt for a reason, and I'm trying to stay on top of it. And bar hopping from chat to chat, listening to lies, ain't my type of hype. I decided the past couple days, I wasn't opening one video about that little girl in Florida. You know why? Because I want my mind free and clear of clutter. How many times can we keep regurgitating the same damn thing over and over about what happened to her? And then it's so nasty and filthy, I don't want that in my brain about no 13-year-old girl. Because it's filth. It's pure filth. And just keep going on and on and on, over and over about what somebody did to her. Enough. We get it. So I don't want to look at no more videos about Madeline Soto. Just like I'm tired of this nonsense here. Because it's going in a circle. It's not going anywhere. And that's what's so pathetic about this case. It's getting worse and worse and worse with deceased letters, court appearances, arrests, and yet the boy is still missing and nobody has any viable leads to where he can be found. Or whoever's responsible, if indeed it's a party or parties, you're not telling anybody where he is for the obvious reasons. And that's a shame. But you're a dog and you're filth and you're trash, so you're not going to tell the truth if you did something to a child, whoever you are. And as Dog said, what type of person would do this? A dog. A stinking, low-down rat/dog would hurt a child, period. Autism on the spectrum, don't matter. He's a child, he's a child of God. You don't got no business touching him. It's not your place. What they're trying to do is not get people to quit talking about Sebastian. This is from Seth Rogers. They're trying to get people to quit harassing and attacking the people that are intimately involved with the case. So I'm assuming that's Miss Bullhorn they're speaking of and any other entities. One or two letters sent out begins by saying, the search for Sebastian is a critical and sensitive matter, and your reckless interference is not just irresponsible, it's illegal. Who did they send this letters to? I'm curious. According to the law office of Joseph Lesbian, some instances of interference are encouraging false allegations, flooding false leads, undermining reward credibility. Yeah, back to that. Interference with search operations and slander and harassment. The letter continues, this is not a game, and you've run out of chances. Simply put, if you want to keep talking, you can take the stand in court. Otherwise, refrain from this criminal behavior. The reader has 48 hours to comply or face an emergency injunction in federal court. So now we've taken it to the federal court. Lesnick recommends that social media users explicitly state that they share their opinions, not facts. Well, the Queen is saying she thinks. Once again, I don't know where Sebastian Rogers is, and I think there are some parents involved in his disappearance, but I don't have facts to that information. But if that opinion leads to someone's fiduciary or reputation loss, that could be defamation and an actionable item. Lesnick said, we believe that this happened. My opinion is, I allegedly, this is what I have heard. Those type of words then clue listeners into, okay, this is not fact, this is someone's opinion. But he encourages YouTubers and social media users to keep Sebastian's name visible online. They keep this issue at the forefront and make people remind them that it happened. It's not going away, Lesnick explained. Told News 2 that continued legal action will depend on the response from the letter recipients and what his clients ultimately decide. I am the predator's predator, Dog said, so they better watch. This dog's got rabies. They better watch what they do, quote unquote. We are going to take every single one of these online troublemakers or bullies all the way to the woodshed legally, Dog concluded, as you heard in this information. If you know the whereabouts of Sebastian Rogers, 1-800-TBI-FINE, or Sumner County Sheriff's Office, 615-451-3838. Tips to TBI at lowercase tbi.tn.gov. Tips.fbi.gov. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, 15. Reported missing February 26th from the beach area in Hendersonville. 5 feet 5 inches tall, 120 pounds, dirty blonde hair. He was last seen Monday near Stafford Court wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, said the TBI, which we know that's probably bullshit. Amber Alert has been issued and is still current. Issued February 27th. Was he wearing that? Katie Proudfoot? Or that's what he was wearing when he went to bed on the 25th. Did he go to bed? I don't know where he went. Lord have mercy, I can't. I don't know where he went. Lately, he went out running around with you all damn day. And then what? And then what? Yep, he went to bed, made some noise, told him cut it out, go to sleep. Let's talk about what's the truth when it comes to descriptions of what people were wearing, so on and so forth. Excuse the background. Everything's a version. Everything's a version. Look how many people went missing and somebody said when they last saw them. And sadly, they are the ones involved in the person's disappearance. So to tell the news or whomever, government, he had on this, he had on that. I don't know what he had on. I don't know where he went missing from. I don't know where the child went missing from. I don't even know if he made it home from the steakhouse. How do I know? I wasn't there. I don't know that he went in the house. I don't know that he emptied the trash. All I know is they don't have no sights of him. They don't have nothing on camera. Walking in, walking out, playing outside, riding a bicycle, emptying the trash. It's a figure going to the trash. I don't know. Everybody's got their hypotheses about the back door, flashlights, this and that, dump trucks, cars meeting up, meeting at a pond, blah, 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 blah. Yet it ain't went to nothing concrete. So what you're supposed to do is go back to the beginning of the story, where the child last was seen on CCTV footage, and that's allegedly a restaurant. So maybe what you've been told is not the truth, okay? It's not the truth. I'm just saying. Maybe it's not the truth. Maybe he never made it back home. You know, we can play this DeSoto game with the green hoodie and black pants. I didn't see her get dressed. I didn't see her do this. I didn't see her that morning. I saw her. I didn't. I took her to school. I didn't take her to school. See where I'm going with that? Well, what did you see? You're the mother. Oh, we talked for this amount of time, blah, blah, blah. Now we got a difference in the timeline when she got home. Mr. Soto, see where I'm going with that? Come on with it, Queen. They ain't listening. 10:30, 11:30. See how the time changes? I got home at 10:30, but the roommate says 11:30. So I could use the same tactic here with Sebastian. Well, I walked in and I took him here and he did this and he went inside, he drank a soda pop, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what he did. Because there's nobody to verify it but you. Your husband was gone. So Katie Proudfoot is all we have because she was the one that was with the child. She was the caretaker of the child. So where is the child? Did the child make it home, Katie Proudfoot? That's all I want to know. Stop all these damn reindeer games. And you all have been awfully quiet, you and your husband, except for this little nonsense in court with Miss Betty Bullhorn. I just think it's interesting that this is what you would do with your spare time, worrying about going to the courts about protection orders, but you can't talk to the news or radio, the schools about your missing child. You're not going to any organizations to ask for help to get out information about autistic children, children in general. Who does this? But you want to worry about suing people for talking about shit on a YouTube channel. They threatening me. They bothering my mama, my daddy, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, my auntie-in-law. Nobody give a damn about them damn barrel soxes. Who are they? Nobody. I keep trying to tell you all, you're focusing on the wrong damn thing. Quit throwing them pennies in that fucking well. Please stop. Just stop it. Start at the steakhouse. Because it's just like with that little girl missing, Madeline. For all we know, she was already dead at 11 o'clock, 11:30. Checkmate. Come on with it, Queens. They don't hear you. You all better wake up. Ain't nobody walk no damn where. She didn't go walk to school, did she? She didn't get dropped off at school, did she? So why the hell am I sit in this case and think the same damn thing? And you don't find it funny these kids both went missing on the same damn date, but we now know one's dead? So use deduction in Sebastian Rogers' case. You can't believe nothing because that's somebody's version who acts like they don't give two fucks about the kid. That's my interpretation. I judge according to how I see you talk, how you act, how you walk, your disposition. You don't seem like you care about your kid, so then I got to go to Belly and the Beast and say, okay, well, what was going on with the person and the child? Now we got the dog saying it was a squabble. Well, Seth never told me it was a squabble. So what really was said behind closed doors pertaining to Sebastian Rogers between Seth and the parents? What was said about the boy? Did somebody get rid of a child because of what? They didn't want the other parent to have custody? So you'd knock off the child? What are we saying here? Because I don't think he's stashed nowhere. No, he ain't stashed nowhere. Because I know people. And if they couldn't deal with him, you want me to believe somebody else could deal with him? Bingo card. Hit it. Hit it on the head, Queen. Because they ain't thought about that. I tell you, y'all don't listen. The people around him wasn't wanting to deal with him. I ain't trying to hurt your feelings, dog, but Queen's been on this dirt a little while too, boo-boo. And the one thing I'm good is observing people. The ones that had them didn't seem to be in tune. Relatives frowning and moaning in videos when they out, getting disgusted with the kid. So you want me to think they found somebody else to hold court and hold a little boy? Hell no. Hell no. Ain't no holding nowhere. Because the mama didn't want to be bothered, stepdaddy didn't want to be bothered, His relatives didn't want to be bothered. I'm supposed to believe she went and found somebody to stash the little boy and hold the little boy and then do what with them? Bring them out when? See, y'all don't think. And dog, I don't think you thought about that either. Hold him for how long? Where is he held? Why is he there? And for how long, baby? What's the end result, baby? Exactly. You're going to have to pay somebody to do it continuously. You think they're not going to wonder, well, when you going to come pick up your kid? Ding, 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 ding. Tell you ain't nobody listening. Your 15-year-old is now a 16-year-old, now 18-year-old. Hey, when you coming to get this autistic kid? Come on, everybody, pay attention. How long this gonna go on if he's stashed? I'm just saying. We're gonna role play. Dog, is this your theory or is Seth's theory? Like I said, Seth can think whatever he wants because this is his child. That's not my child. He's entitled to his opinion. But what I want people to do is use deduction in the theory. And if the child wasn't wanted where he was staying, ain't no other people gonna want him but his daddy. Now are you woke? Say it again, Queen. If he wasn't wanted at the Proudfoots, what makes you think somebody else is going to stow away an almost grown-ass man in their house? And for how long? Because somebody would have to watch him 24/7. And if they weren't watching him, they had to work, hold down a job, then that means they'd also have to worry about the child walking out and then revealing himself that he's missing. Are you all paying attention? So then you got to think of the worst case scenario. What I got to do to make sure this person don't come out of a room, come out of a house, or wherever he's being held. And that would be a problem. And that would lead to the nefarious side of the story. Meaning the person will probably be tied up, bondage, locked room. Then you got to ask, well, are they being fed? Do they have a proper restroom? Are their clothes clean? Hygiene, taking a bath, taking a shower, stay woke. I don't see nobody doing that after what we've gathered pertaining to the relatives of Katie Proudfoot, her husband. That would only leave Seth's side to stow away the child. And as I said, the people still would have to ask for a time date. Hey, when is this roost going to end? When are you going to reveal your child to the public? Because I don't see Katie's side or Christopher's side doing it. No, I don't. And I'm not here to say they stashed the kid. I'm not here to say Seth stashed the kid. I'm only going by what has been revealed about their family dynamics. And we can scratch the Proudfoots and that side off. Both sides of the Proudfoots, Katie's side and Chris' side, they ain't stashed no kid. Because they didn't act like they cared about him anyway. So they ain't about to go ask nobody to keep no kids. So that leaves Seth's side. Some of you thought or think he's involved. I don't think that. Because he's the only one that has shown emotion about his son. Well, he can't be in a facility because that would be theft. That would be fraud. You can't report somebody missing and then check them into a facility. That wouldn't make any sense. And then the people would see the child is in their facility. They would have to notify the authorities to say, hey, that child's not missing. We have him. And then if they're paying for him to stay there, that's fraud there. Because who's going to pay somebody to keep a kid but then report they're missing? You lose it. That makes no sense. That's my commentary. I'm not about to hold you. So I got a lot on my mind right now. And I'm not about to indulge in this. this foolishness pertaining to Sebastian Rogers or anybody else. I have somebody right here in my own backyard missing. My friend is missing. So I don't got time for this nonsense. Prayers for Sebastian Rogers. This is the latest developments about cease and desist letters. Seth has legal counsel. He, the dog, Tony Mathis, other entities related to them. They want the meddling to stop. They want people to stop passing rumors, lies, innuendos pertaining to their child, to the child. Also, the flip side, the Proudfoots have done the same, wanting people to stop saying this, implementing, accusing them of being involved, blah, blah, blah. So now all sides are going to the courts. How's this going to pan out? Because I'm sure judges are going to be frustrated saying, well, it looks like everybody's taking this to court pertaining to Sebastian Rogers. Where is this going to end? That's the point. This has to end. Just going to court, cease and desist letters, suing everybody. Just tell where the child is and end this nonsense. Because somebody knows where he is. And as I said before, Seth Rogers has every right to have faith that his child is alive because that's his child. That's not my child. I have my own opinion about Sebastian Rogers. It's neither here nor there. But I'm not his parent. I'm not a caring parent. So the man has right to have faith. Some of you don't believe the child's alive. Some of you don't believe the child is stowed away, stashed away. You're entitled to your opinion. But the gist of the story is that he is a child. He is currently missing. There have been no new updates pertaining to his disappearance. And there's been nothing but rhetoric between both sides of the family and meddling ass YouTubers and civilians who want 5 minutes of fame, who cannot just leave well enough alone. So as I said, my advice to many of you is you need to stop engaging in this type of content because you're not rap type either. And you don't really care about Sebastian. You don't really care about anything. It's just something to engage in. Yes, my friend is John Thomas. He's a black male, mid-50s, or I don't really know John's age. John's probably a couple years older than me. I'm 53. He's probably, I don't know. I don't really have his exact age. He's probably, he's under 60, I believe. And allegedly, he did not go to work Thursday. And he's known to work, hold down a job. He has a wife, he has children, they have a home. His house sits right next door near my other aunt's home in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and he's missing. And I got a little emotional at the beginning of this live stream because I had just said I'm tired of talking about true crime. But the devil said, well, Queen, I'm going to make sure if you don't talk about them other kids, you'll be talking about your friend. The devil, he's crafty, is he not? So I want to lean on faith that John is just out here somewhere in thinking mode. Sweet Jesus. I tried to laugh it off to myself earlier when I got the news because I didn't want to believe it because I know what I talk about on this network. And I told myself, please, Jesus, make this go away because I don't want to think the worst. So what I'm trying to do is say he just took a break from life because people do. And that's the one thing, you know, my aunt was saying, well, no, he wouldn't do that. He would not go to work. He would not call his mom. He would not call his family. So I reached out to another friend, asked him if he's heard anything. And that friend said, well, I'll call his mom, check, see. I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. I don't want to think the worst. Because there's other cases I've already talked about where there was a worst case scenario. Tashina Kyle Worst case scenario, Chad Carr still missing. I already assumed the worst with him. I believe those people at that halfway house unalived him. Another young black male I've talked about on this network, he's still missing. Don't know where he is. Now here comes my friend John, who I just talked to a few months ago. Damn. It's fucked up. It's unbelievable. Prayers for Sebastian Rogers. Prayers for Chad Carr. Prayers for John Thomas. Want to get an update pertaining to John? I'll bring it to you. I'll put it on my community page or I'll make a video. My aunts, they're very worried about him. Very concerned because we all know each other. Close-knit community. Sits outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. He went to church. So I'm sure there are a lot of people concerned about his whereabouts. He's married. His children, he worked every day. He knows a lot of people. And I'm sure a lot of them are concerned. Parents, family members. This is the very reason why I don't want to talk about true crime anymore. Because I've had all I can take. And I don't like the type of people who get involved with true crime. And that's either people making content or the people who are commenting. We can be vicious with our tongue pertaining to missing people, dead people. And one thing we have to remember, as I've been hearing a lot of people on the news say, you're not in the story. You're just observing. But it's not your life. And that's very true. It's not your reputation on the line. So I do have to think about that when I accuse somebody of saying I think they did something to a kid or a man or a woman. Once I put that out to the universe, can't take it back. I can apologize, of course. Then I can also say, well, that's just my opinion. But the point is I've said it. So as I'm going to say from now on, it appears to look like these people don't care about this or that person. Thank you for your time. Once again, prayers for Sebastian Rogers, Chad Carr, and prayers for my friend John Thomas. John, I hope you're out there listening somewhere. I pray that you're just taking a quick time off from the world. Maybe you had something on your mind and you didn't want to be bothered. But if anybody knows of John Thomas, they've seen his white 300 Chrysler, 4-door tinted windows, late model. Just call the police or contact Chanel Thomas through Facebook. Just do the right thing. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $McAngie 129 Cash App. Thank you all so much for your time. I gotta go.